What if you woke up today and the only thing you had left was what you thanked God for yesterday? We're going to be talking about gratitude and also vision boards today and how they play into success and how they can actually help you level up your life. Welcome to the Daily Effort Podcast. My name is Sam, and if this is your first time listening, welcome. If you've listened before, I appreciate you. It's great to have you back. And what this whole podcast is about, it's about uncomplicating success. It's about me giving you the things that you need to reach a level of success that you want in your life. And for me, it's like there's things that I've accomplished that have gotten me to where I'm at in life, and that has obviously led to success. So I want to continue to share that and give it to you so you can level up your life. And it's always going to come down to simple things that you need to do daily to be able to actually level up. Now, I still have a long ways to go. There's a lot of things that I want to be able to accomplish, but I want to be able to really continue to show like what I'm doing and talk about it so that as I go and reach a level of success that I want in my life, cool, it's like I can give that back to you. Now, as far as today, what we are going to be diving into, I had an awesome quote, and I heard it recently. It's from Lou Carella, and the quote says, I'm going to read it over here just to make sure I have it correctly, but he said, what if you woke up today and the only thing you had left was what you thanked God for yesterday? And what we're going to be talking about gratitude and also vision boards today and how they play into success and how they can actually help you level up your life. So we're going to be diving into that in just a second. But my ask is, if you do get value from this episode, you share it on social media, share it with a friend. That always means the world to me. I know a few of you have done it, and it always means a lot. And as far as the episodes go, what you can expect from a release standpoint, I'm always going to be releasing one episode a week. It's going to be Mondays at 5 a.m. Central Time. And actually, I think I set it up where it releases at 5 a.m. in your time zone. I'll have to go back and double check that, but it'll be coming out at 5 a.m. So then you can listen to it on your commute and just get your Monday started off on the right note, or listen to it later on in the week. But that's my ask. If you get value, please share it. And I'm always looking for the comments as well and reading the comments and replying back to them. Leave a comment as far as your take on any topic that I actually cover, or ask a question. I always set those questions to the side and I'll answer them later, or you can always message me on social media or shoot me an email. I would love to be able to hear from you and help you out any way that I can. So with vision boards and diving into that and how the quote from Lou Carella really ties into it, well, I was just thinking about it because it's so easy to fall into a scarcity mindset and really always be thinking, oh, I don't have enough of this, I don't have enough of that. Specifically, usually scarcity it's going to seep in around money and time. That's what I really have seen. And I catch myself slipping into this from time to time. Because with Amy, like, she'll bring up something that she wants to get, or maybe that we can use for the house. And it's so easy at times because like we operate on a budget. It's like we have a certain amount we want to save. And this year we're attacking our debt really hard. We have like a little bit of debt. Thankfully, we don't have a lot of it. So we're just wanting to knock that out. But I'm like, okay, well, we don't have enough money for that. And I caught myself saying that. And it's like, okay, well, that's actually not true, because if we weren't setting aside quite a chunk in savings basically every single month, we would actually have plenty of money to just blow if we wanted to. And then also it's like, well, we have plenty in savings and plenty that we're going to be investing. So it's like, we're fine. It's like, so saying that is actually false. But and this is what you have to pay attention to, because as I was starting to say these things, it's like repeatedly, my action started to really follow what I was saying. And what I mean by that is I started to play small. I started to play not to lose. And that's not a good thing, because if you play not to lose, and if you start to take small actions, or more so be on the defense, well, then you're not going to necessarily reach the goals that you actually want. You're not going to propel yourself or take enough massive action to create some momentum. So that's why gratitude is such an important thing. And I'm going to get to vision boards here in a second, but we need to sit here on gratitude for just a second, because I have done gratitude for a while, but when I heard Lou Carella say that about 2 Saturdays ago, it really just punched me in the face, honestly. Not a slap, a punch. And and as I was standing there listening to him, I was like, man, I wouldn't have anything. I actually did not thank God for one thing yesterday. I had written down my 3 things that I'm grateful for, but it just showed me that I am not that grateful for what I have. And what I continuously learn in life is, if you're not grateful for what you have right now, you could have everything that you want in the world and you would still be ungrateful, you would still be unhappy, and you would still be wanting more and still be searching for stuff. And we have to learn to start to be grateful for where we are at and what we have currently, because that will also allow us to really be appreciative of the stuff that we have later on down the road. But also, what I've learned is, when you're just very grateful for what you have in the current moment, and you're expressing that gratitude day in and day out, well, gratitude is not a scarcity thing. It's not going to allow a scarcity mindset to start to creep in. Gratitude is an abundance mindset. And when you are operating more in an abundance mindset more often than you are the scarcity side, or thinking on the scarcity side, well, then it actually allows you to see opportunity more and take opportunity more. And I will tell you, just in the past few weeks where I've been operating with more gratitude, thanking the Lord for more of the things in my life, like simple things have just started to even click even better. It's like, and things have started to move at a faster pace, which is really cool. So I wanted to tie this into talking about vision boards, because when it comes to success, you have the work and then you have the visualization. And I've talked about the work because I am multiple times, and that's a whole premise of the podcast. It's in the name, the Daily Effort Podcast. But when I talked about the effort side of things and the work, that's where the powerless comes into play, those 5 critical tasks you can do on a daily basis. So I touched on that and how Andy Frisella came up with that. It's very, very good. I linked a blog. I linked the episode where he talked about that, and I talked about it a little bit and how it's just personally helped me about 2 or 3 episodes back. But you should listen to that, so then you can get set up with that, because the work is always a part of you getting towards your goals. It's like you can't just dream and get to your goals. But when it comes to continuing to operate more in that abundance mindset and actually be able to see opportunity, because if you have a scarcity mindset, what I've learned is you are prepared, really prepared to see what you're going to see. Meaning, if you see scarcity and you see scarcity all the time, well, that's all you're ever going to see all around you. You really won't see opportunity that much. And it sounds really simple and it sounds kind of out there, but it's true. I've just seen it to be true too many times in my life. And this is something, if you need to look to see, are you saying words like, oh, I don't have enough of this, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, we can't do that because of X or whatever. It's like you have to start to really catch what you're saying there, because it is indicative of a scarcity mindset. So with that piece that I covered when it comes to gratitude, make sure you do gratitude on a daily basis. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. or more. It's like I've started to get in the habit of just, yes, I'll still write down 3 things I'm grateful for, but I actually go and just really list out more things that I'm really grateful for. And it's like, in every single night and every single morning, I start to pray and really thank God for a lot of things, because, well, everything that I have, he could take away if he decided. So I should be thankful for it. So that's the first thing. Now, how do vision boards play into success? Well, I'm really big on having a vision for your life. And I talk, if you know me personally, I talk about this relentlessly. Have a vision for your life. Know where you're going, have an aim. And I've talked about this in the podcast before, but vision boards, and I should have brought mine in here so then we could actually look it over, but you should literally have a board with things on it that you want to get or go and do. It could be experiences. So I'll walk through a couple things I have on my vision board, and then I'll talk about, well, how do you visualize? How have I seen it work in my life? Because I have seen it work, and it has helped me continue to execute better since I have done this. So with a vision board, there's a couple things that I want. Well, number one, in the center of the vision board, I have a $38,000 check, and next to it is a service dog. And I don't want someone writing a $38,000 check to me. What the purpose of the $38,000 check is for me to write it to someone else, because there is a family back home, and this is when I really started to see why I wanted to help people, and to the extent I wanted to help people, because they have a son that struggles with grand mal seizures, and it's just seizure after seizure after seizure. He was pretty young. He still struggles with just different health stuff to this day, and they were saving up to get a service dog. I think they're still saving up, to be completely honest, but saving up to get that service dog where it could sense when he's about to have a seizure, and then they could distribute medicine to stop it. And when I was sitting there, I felt helpless, because I was like, yeah, I can give money to this, but I can't just take care of the need. I'm not in a position to actually be able to do that. And I never wanted to have that feeling again. I don't like the feeling where I can't help someone solve something that's going on in their life. It's not a great feeling. And some of you have probably had a similar feeling in different circumstances. But that's the first thing I have on my vision board. Then a couple of the other things I have on my vision board, I'll have an old Bronco 70s. Then I have a 67 Chevy C10. Me and my dad, we used to work on a 67 Chevy that he had growing up. It was actually my first vehicle, and I drove it a little bit to college and everything. And I really want to be able to either just buy him a brand new one, or what would be awesome, what I really want, and what I eventually will do is fix up the old C10 he and I had together, and that we worked on, because it's at my grandparents' and it's just sitting out. It's starting to get rusted. It's not good. So it will take a good bit to fix it up, but it can be fixed up. So there's that on there. There's also another truck that I want to get a little bit later on down the road. Then there's several vacations. There's family vacation to Disney. Amy and I, Lord willing, we want to have 2 or 3 more kids, and I want to be able to take us to Disney. That's just something that'd be really cool. I've personally never been. Then there's a vacation that Amy, she had on her vision board, and I put it on mine because, well, I want her goals also to be my goals, but she's always wanted to go to Bora Bora, and I want to be able to take her there one day. And then I have my dream home on there. A dream home is a log cabin, custom built, and with land, anywhere 10 acres would be great, but I'll settle for 5 acres. But those are just a few things. Oh, and I love watches. So I have like Panerai watches on there, Omega watches on there, stuff like that. But that's what I have on my vision board. Now, why I have all of that on my vision board is so that I can visually see every single day, where I'm going. Those are goals. Those aren't just things that are going to happen. I can't just sit here and visualize those things and just poof, they're going to come here. It doesn't work like that. I have to be able to see those, and those are goals that I'm working towards, things I want to be able to achieve one day, and I will achieve one day when it comes down to it. And everything that I've visualized has just come to pass. Because if I look back a couple years ago, what did I want for a long time from a truck? Well, it sounds kind of crazy, but I wanted a Chevy Silverado LTZ. Well, I got the truck now. And then for a while before I was working at First Form headquarters, I visualized working at First Form. And I work at First Form now. And there's a lot of other things that I have visualized that they've just come to pass every single time. And it's because I do the work to get there, but also I keep it at the forefront of my mind, and I'm looking for those opportunities. And I'm capitalizing on things that will move me forward towards those specific goals. And that's why they've kept coming to pass over and over and over again. But why you should have it is so you can see where you want to go in life. And if you don't have something like this, well, then how do you know what you're aiming at? If you're not writing your goals down every single day, if you don't have things up like the vision board where you can see the things that you're working towards, if you can't see it daily, well, then how do you know what you're working towards? It's probably not at the forefront of your mind. And that's an issue, because if it's not at the forefront of your mind, well, then the actions you start to take, you'll start to operate with less intent. And because you'll just forget as to why you're taking the actions to begin with. It's just like a weight loss journey. And if you forget the goal, if you don't remember why you're doing things, well, then you'll start to get frustrated and say, oh, it's taking too long. It's not worth it. I don't want to do this. This isn't for me. But just because you forget why you started, it's like you'll start to lose some of that motivation, that fire that you have within you to keep going. So that's something that you got to have, is you have to be able to have things in front of you that you can see. Also, what you have to think about too is, and I know pretty much everybody has experienced this, think about when you were talking about getting a certain vehicle. I'll give the example of my Chevy, for example. Well, I talked about getting a Chevy LTZ for a very long time. Well, as soon as I start talking about it and thinking about it, well, I just start to notice it's just the LTZs everywhere. Same thing when I was talking about Broncos, because it'd be cool to have a Raptor Bronco. That'd just be fun to have. And as soon as I started talking about those, it's like I started to see them everywhere. And I forget the specific thing that's called inside your brain, but it's like when you start to think about things, like you start to notice it everywhere. Same thing with like the car analogy here. It's if you think about your goals consistently daily, it's like you start to notice different things everywhere that will help you get to that specific goal. So it's really important to make sure that you have something like this put together. So you need to put together a vision board. It is a part of you getting to where you want to go. So put the vision board together. Now, how do you actually visualize? What I do when I visualize daily. And some people do 5 minutes, some people do 10 minutes. I visualize for bare minimum 5 minutes on a daily basis. And I love to do it in the morning. Why I do it in the morning is because I'm just waking up and I'm coming out of having dreams and things like that, so I can just get into that visualization state a whole lot better. There's guided visualizations and things like that. I used to use those. I really don't anymore. I just set a timer for the amount of time I want to visualize, and I go into it because I just like to have silence, and I don't like to have lights on or anything like that because it's just distracting. So I will when I'm visualizing, I will put myself at the end state. is the easiest way to think about it. So, for example, when I'm thinking about having that C10 Chevy and giving it back to my dad, well, I'm picturing, like, I start to visualize it getting wrapped up. It's like basically the job's getting finished, and then I get in it. I can see the interior. I can feel what the steering wheel feels like, because it's just like the original steering wheel. It has like the bumps on the back end. It's not like today's steering wheels where they're a little thicker. There's not power steering in it, so it's hard to turn. I know the smell of the truck, what it smells like. I can feel the seat, the leather seat that's in there. And as I'm driving it down the road, I can feel the bumps, and I can see the trees going past as I'm, driving it back to Mississippi, so I can just gift it to him. And I can picture myself driving up the driveway back home in Mississippi, and then, stepping out and him coming outside, and we're talking. And as my dad, I know what he would do. He'd be like, "Oh, dude, that's really cool. Everything like that." And he calls me Sambo. He's like, "Sambo, that's awesome." But then I can see, and I can picture myself telling him, like, "Hey, look, it's like, you've done so much for me. You helped me get through college. You've done all this other stuff, and I wanted to give this back to you." And it's like, and gifting him the truck, leaving the truck there with him. And I even do that too. It's like I visualize writing out that $38,000 check to the family. I visualize, what will be their emotions? Like, what will be my emotions? I do my best to literally put myself there to experience what will it be like. Because then when I come out of visualizing and I really get on with my day, well, it literally gets me excited to execute on things on a daily basis. Because I understand that, man, I can get there. Like, that can happen. And I want to be able to make that impact. I want to be able to experience that. I want to be able to help those people. And it's difficult not to get emotional sitting here as I really think about all the things that I want to be able to go and do. And I think about, man, how cool will it be for my kids to be able to go on a trip to Disney? Like, us be able to afford that. Growing up, mom and dad were never able to afford something like that. I mean, it was paycheck to paycheck. Or how excited will Amy be when we go to Bora Bora? How cool will that be for her? And these are the things I get excited about. I get more excited about working really hard and accomplishing things that I can give back to other people and let other people experience, because that's what fulfills me so much in life. And it's really freaking cool to think about that at the end of the day. So if you're going to get to the goals that you have, you need to make a vision board. And you need to express gratitude on a daily basis, because both of them are going to help you get into a better abundance mindset, so that you can start to see opportunity everywhere and take advantage of opportunity and realize, like, there's more than enough. It's like you're fully capable of going out and accomplishing these things. So this is something you should take seriously, because it's dramatically changed the game for me and other people who have started to do it. It is a game changer. So I encourage you, number one, create the vision board. If you need help with it, I'm happy to help with it. What I recommend, get just maybe a regular, it could be a poster board or something like that, and you can print pictures off and you put it up on it, and that's your vision board. I have like a cork board at First Form headquarters that I have all my stuff on, and I use like thumbtacks to hold it up and everything. So that's how I created mine. But that's the first thing. Create your vision board. What's that vision for your life? What are those things that you want to achieve? And I understand that I talked about material things on there, and why you should have material things on there is because, well, you can really start to figure out, are you moving towards those things or not? If it's just, and you can have sayings on there if you want, but you got to have material stuff so that you know, are you getting closer or not? Most time people don't have material things because they're afraid that they actually won't be able to achieve it. And that's a scarcity mindset thing. So create the vision board. The number 2, express gratitude on a daily basis. Because going back to the Lou Carella quote, what if you woke up today and the only thing you had left was what you thank God for yesterday? What would you have? I can tell you, when he said that, I wouldn't have anything. And I'm a Christian. Maybe you're not a Christian. It's like, but you can still pose the same question to yourself. And you can still pose a question and say, well, if I woke up today and all I had was what I expressed thankfulness for or gratitude for yesterday, what do I have left? And I'm willing to bet you might not have a lot, because we're pretty selfish most of the time, myself included, and we can always express more gratitude. So create a vision board, express gratitude daily. If you do that, it will start to create more of an abundance mindset, which will help you see opportunity and help you level up your life and execute better and put in better daily effort so you can reach the level of success and achieve the things that you want in your life. So I hope this helped you out. I hope this time was valuable for you. And if you have questions about it, please reach out and let me know. Other than that, have a great day, have a great week, and God bless.